What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Mike's Reef Tank. On today's episode, I'm going to share my top 10 corals in my reef tank. These are the corals I love the most, some because of their colors and some because of how they grow, and a few just because they're awesome to watch. Let's dive in. At number 10, we have a classic pulsing xenia. Yeah, these things can grow like a weed, and they sure are in my tank, but I like the way they pulse. I like their movement. That's why they ended up being on this top 10. Hoping I can keep these guys isolated on this rock, and probably gonna have to start pruning soon because they're taking it over pretty quickly. At number 9, we got another classic, the Duncan coral. My daughter picked this one out at my live fish store. It's an awesome coral. It's very open right now, looking really good. A lot of people call this the canary in the coal mine. I believe I've mentioned that in the past. But basically, if this coral starts to not look so happy and starts to pull itself in, then you definitely want to check the parameters in your tank to make sure everything is okay. At number 8, I got one of my favorite leathers, the toadstool leather. Mine's about doubled in size since I purchased it back in March. It's looking pretty good. In past tanks, I've had clownfish host toadstool leather, so I'm interested to see if either Eleanor or Liam do that behavior, but at the moment, they've stayed far away from it. At number 7, I had the Miami Orchid Stag. I got this off Facebook Marketplace for free. I went to a guy's house to purchase some scrambled eggs and a golden hammer, and he ended up throwing in this frag for free. I'm loving the color of green, and I tried my best to get the blue tip growth for you guys, but unfortunately, it's better in person. This is a beautiful coral, and I can't wait for it to branch out more. At number 6, I got my Montipore digitata. I got this one from my live fish store. Took a little while for it to start to take off, but it's starting to show some of the green that it had when I originally purchased. I believe the green is all for new growth. Starting to take off and branch, and I'm very excited to see what this is going to look like when it becomes a mature colony. At number 5, I've got my Dragon Soul Favia. This is one of the corals that came from my $100 coral challenge. I really like the transitions from purple to green on this one, and it even pops more with the moonlight on. This one was on my top most wanted, and I'm glad to have it. Next on the list at number 4 is my Rainbow Poslopora. I got this from a store in Lancaster, PA. It's my biggest SPS colony. This one's really nice. A lot of people call it a weed coral because it can drop polyps and grow in other places in your aquarium. I have not experienced that yet, and if I do, I'll probably frag those off and sell them. This is an awesome coral with some great polyp extension. At number 3, we have a classic Acropora, the green slimer. This stag coral is the brightest green in my aquarium, maybe close to my star polyps. I'm really excited to see it grow and branch off. It's a classic and an easy acro to keep in your aquarium. At number 2, I've got my frog spawn. I've had this frog spawn for 4 or 5 months now. It started to grow some new heads on the stem, and it's also split at the top. That's why it's kind of looking like it is right now. It's still going through the process of splitting, so it's not as fluffy as it was before, but once it's done splitting, it's going to get nice and fluffy again. And I've just always had a soft spot for frog spawn. This color variation is the first for me. I'm used to having the green with the purple tips. I'm also hoping to find either an orange or a red variety of frog spawn. I think that would look really cool. I'm in the process of making like a little Euphilia garden. I've got a golden hammer and I've got this frog spawn, and I'm hoping to add on to this garden. At number 1, and the coral I have the most in this aquarium, we're going to zoanthids. And the reason I just couldn't pick one. So I've got scrambled eggs, I've got rastas, I've got Fruit Loops, I've got circus, I've got blue tubs, I've got golden eyes, I've got Gatorades, I've got a couple other ones like a paint coloring, purple with orange skirts, and then this one frag with like 3 different varieties that were all on it from ACI. And I love zoanthids. I love the way they grow. I love the coloration. They give a lot of pop to the aquarium. They're very easy and very forgiving. I've made jokes that it's like Pokemon, gotta catch them all, or I mean, what am I, General Grievous, trying to add another one to my collection? But yeah, I put this at number 1 because they're my favorite. I hope you guys enjoyed this countdown. Oscar's whispering me for you guys to smash that like button, subscribe for more reefing goodness, and as always, happy reefing.